So this is Mr. Huff. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to put in this expanded K-series structure. One of the things we want to do is we want to make sure this is more dense than the beams we used at the bottom. This stuff is not as rigid, and so we need a few more of them in here. So let's take a look at how we are going to do this. So I'm going to switch over to the one I'm doing for the video. All right, so here I have my building that does not have the K-series yet. I'm going to go to the upper roof. Some things I want to do before we get started. I want to make sure we go to view range, and we're going to do -2 and -2. Don't forget to undo this when you're done, okay? And apply. Okay, so now I can see my structure here. We are going to be using a beam system, but before we do that, we need to load in our K-series beam. All right, so we're going to click on load. I clicked on, so we're in structure. I clicked on beam, and I clicked on load family. I'm going to go back to English Imperial, and we're looking for the folder, again, called structural framing and steel. We are looking for the one that is called K-series bar joist angle. So this is constructed of bars and angle iron, and that's the one we want for this. Click open. We only want one of these. It's the 18K9. We will have some notes about structure and how K-series labeling works, but this is the one we want, 18K9. And we're only going to use this on the second floor roof. That is not the green roof. Okay, so we're going to click OK on that. Another thing we need to pay attention to is, okay, I'm going to hit escape a couple of times, and then I'm going to go here. We're in structure. I want to choose beam system, and you'll see right here it will have 18K9 for beam type. Go ahead and change that. We're going to do this one a little differently. We're going to use the beginning justification, and I want a fixed number. And in this case, I want four of these to show up when I go add this in. Another thing I need to change, I'm going to expand this a little bit so you can see what it says. Elevation from level. Right now, this would make the top of the K9 material go into the beam, and we want it sitting on top of the beam. So we have to offset this 2½ inches. So I'm going to change the 0 here to 2.5 and enter. So now we've got an offset. We've got the right beam. We have justification from the beginning. We're going to put 4 of these in there. So you could choose 4 or 5. We don't want them real close together, but we don't want them to be like 8 feet apart. So these are usually like 6 feet-ish or so. I'm just going to use 4. So I'm going to, and again, I want these perpendicular to these heavy girders. So I'm going to click here and here, and it's just going to fill that in for me. And do that in all of my spaces. If you misclick like I just did, it'll give you a warning. It has to be exactly right there. So just click very carefully. And once I have all those filled in, I'm going to hit escape. And if we go to our 3D view, it should look like this. And if I did my job right and zoom in on this corner right here, I should see that this K-series structure is on top of the beam, not intersecting it. What would happen in the real world is this gets welded down or bolted down, usually welded, okay? So that is the K-series structure for our roof at the top. At this point, we have all of the structural steel components done, and that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.